Okay, today I'm going to do a quick review on the Accuquilt Go. I have a couple-year-old model of the Accuquilt, but this is the one that's most popular on eBay to buy because the brand new one costs so much. And so I thought this is the one thing I think I've bought that I use the very least of. And I thought when I bought it, I was going to use it and use it and use it and use it and use it. And I thought I could cross over into so many areas of my business. So before you purchase an Accuquilt Go, or if you've bought one, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on how you use it, if you use it, and how often you use it. So I'm going to go through some pros and cons of buying this. And obviously there may be more cons for me because I don't use it very often. But if you don't know what an Accuquilt Go is, it's a quilt cutter. It cuts fabric for quilting, and it's a solution for people who have a hard time getting an exact measurement. And somebody who does an enormous amount of quilts and wants to, well, I think maybe a lot of quilts or not a lot of quilts. I guess you could go either way. Somebody who is just a home quilter, or you know, somebody who wants to cut maybe pieces and sell quilt tops or something like that. Let's go through it, and maybe this being called the Go fabric cutter, or you could have heard it being called the Accuquilt. I know it as the Accuquilt. And let's go over some of the sizes you can get for the die cuts or the pieces of fabric that it will cut out for you. You can get this one is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2, and it'll cut a triangle if you need it. If you cut this out and want to cut it that way. You can also get the die cuts with several cuts in them. This is the half square triangle, the square 2 1/2, and the square 4 1/2, and they all allow you this 1/4 inch seam allowance. This is the 4 7/8 triangle. There's the applique, the flowers that you can get. This one's 4 1/2 by 4 1/4 high. This is your 4 1/2 square. It cuts 2 at a time. And it cuts 4 triangles, 3-inch finished triangle, half square. And then you have your 6 1/2 triangle. And a 3 1/2 square. And the 3 1/2 by 6 1/2 square. And then the one I use the most of, that I end up only using, is the 6 1/2 inch square, and the rag quilt, which cuts out all of these simultaneously, which would save, you'd think, would save you an enormous amount of time. So the first thing you want to do is, so there's no latch on this. It just opens. It just opens up. And you need a fairly large table to make sure and have this, you know, on a stable platform. Today I'm just showing you a little short demo, so I'm not doing a whole big fabric project. But one of the first things you notice when you bring this out onto a table as a quilter is you can't put bolts of fabric through this thing. So I really didn't think of that when I was looking and watching the presentation of it all. So I've went and got a piece of fabric that's going to fit on the die. And as you know, if you're into sewing or quilting, or even just by observation, you're going to have your piece of fabric no larger than the space that this thing will allow. So I noticed right away that I was going to have a lot of waste. But the ease of this thing, the pro is it's very easy to use. So you're going to put your fabric down, and it doesn't matter right side up or right side down, it doesn't matter. Put your mat on top of it, and you're going to press it into this guide right here. And then let's see if I can scooch this over a little bit. There's a handle here. It doesn't plug in. There's no batteries or anything like that. And what they have mastered is if you have arthritis and you can't cut out a lot of fabric, this is a perfect machine for you, because it takes literally no effort whatsoever to push this thing through. I'm literally just cranking it through and using maybe 1 or 2 fingers. It takes no effort. And it cuts fairly quickly. As quick as you can crank it through. You can also do more than 1 piece of fabric at a time. I think up to 3 pieces, I believe. Unless it's denim or linen or something like that. So then you take your mat off and you have your square all ready to go. So this seems like ingenious. I mean, you could cut a lot of fabric and be done, and it's exact. You don't have to worry about rulers. You don't got to worry about any of that stuff. But the issue is you can't get, your fabric comes in a bolt. Even if you put this on the edge of the fabric, you're going to have all this mess over here to get through the machine. You could fold this up nicely, but the waste that you're going to have is this gray area. It's not going to cut. I wish they would have put the dies on the edge, maybe closer to the edge, so that you would have less waste involved. And still thinking that through, I don't really know how you could avoid the waste. So for me, this isn't a machine that I would ever buy again, or that I would keep buying dies for. And each one of the dies, these dies that you get, they can range anywhere from $25, even with coupons from Hobby Lobby or even from the website, which you can't use a coupon on. But even on sale, some of these can run up into the $60 range, and these blades get dull fairly quickly. So not only do you have to trim down your fabric to fit on here, but then once you get so many pieces cut out, this die is unusable. And it's not biodegradable. It doesn't break down in the soil. So it's a waste that I don't really see as being an advantage. So that is my take on the Accuquilt or the Go fabric cutter. I would save your money and put it into a really nice serger, sewing machine, or fabric if I were a quilter. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next time. If you want us to review more products, just leave me a comment below and let me know what you'd like me to review, and I'd be happy to do so. If you want to check out our store, it's at cedarhillcountrymarket.com, and I'll be putting more videos out and reviewing more products and doing some sewing projects and some craft projects as well. I've just got to get all my ducks in a row to be able to put those videos out and have a really good internet connection. So I hope you'll join me next time, and until then, everybody have a blessed day.